Hello everybody, my name is Hako, welcome into my channel. I'm joined today by my lovely co-star Pilot, which is my dog sleeping behind me. No mouse this time. I just got done watching the Silent Hill transmission and I had some thoughts and opinions on it, and since nobody asked I thought, hey, let's make a video and let's talk it through a little bit, because there are some things to unpack. Come with me to the other scene. We'll slap on some Akira Yamaoka. Dude. Can you be a Silent Hill fan and hear Theme of Lara without just getting goosebumps all over? Personally, I don't think you can. So 30th of May we got the Silent Hill transmission. I was super excited about this. I was hoping we were gonna get some more information about some of the lesser known projects they're working on, like Silent Hill Townsend, but especially Silent Hill F. The transmission was almost single-handedly focused on Silent Hill 2, both the remake and the movie. And I wasn't very excited about the movie, but I gotta say this transmission made me a hell of a lot more excited about that. I'm not super into movies, I'm much more into video games, so my focus is still very much on the remake. And I've been reading some opinions and comments online. Now the Silent Hill fandom can be quite harsh. Silent Hill 2 remake doesn't look too graphically impressive, but I'm kind of willing to like overlook that if they get everything else right. Like I don't need it to like run with like super ray tracing. Like just get everything else right, and like I can overlook a lot of things. They seem to have done the atmosphere kind of good in some environments, especially when we get to like Brookhaven Hospital. That's the one in the second, right? Yeah, Alchemelia Hospital is the first one. You can like really see like the light shining in through the broken windows, like catching the dust. Like that looks genuinely good. Woodside Apartments looks a little bit flat. Also now while we're traversing, like this is basically the first in gameplay footage we're getting, where the character is moving around. Looks a little bit on the flat side, or like just a tad. Although I'll give it, it's probably kind of hard to make Silent Hill pop a little bit, since fog is kind of gray and drab. But yeah, no next-gen graphic. It kind of looks like something that could have been released on the PS3. Like compare this to the original The Last of Us, and I think I don't think Silent Hill 2 remake is gonna be the winner of that. Which is in a way a little bit of a shame, because like Silent Hill 2 back in the day and Silent Hill 1 was kind of at the forefront of like what you could push a system to do. So it's a little bit, a small part of me wishes that it looked a bit better. And we've been kind of showered with other remakes. Dead Space remake, we've been getting the Resident Evil remakes. We kind of recently got Resident Evil 4 remake. And I think we can all shake hands and be in agreement that those games looks hell of a lot more impressive, and I think a lot of people were hoping for kind of the same high-end remake. I was never expecting that, because the task of remaking this was handed over to Bloober Team. They are a small studio. Like making a super proper remake with Resident Evil, like having the same standard as Resident Evil in like both gameplay and graphics and everything, it is beyond such a small studio. So I was never expecting that. Combat looks alright, it looks clunky. But it looks kinda alright in my opinion. And maybe it should be a little bit clunky. One of the things I was afraid of is like how, if you modernize the combat too much, like will it still feel the same? And because James, he is not a fighter, and what we got in the later Resident Evils when they actually modernized the combat, like I think it was Silent Hill Homecoming that had like almost like combo finishers, which felt very, very weird, very weird. I didn't like that at all, and I'm kind of glad we haven't seen anything similar to that here. Combat looks clunky. I think the clunkiness is kind of... I'm hoping it will add into it. Also, just now we saw a little bit of a detail, like after we had picked something up, we also scribbled on the map. So Silent Hill was kind of at the forefront, and the first game I played that actually had the in-game map as a mechanic, kind of not just as a map, like the map actually plays like a massive role. And here we see Lara. I think they've done Lara gosh darn amazing. Hey, let's just rewind this. Let's just run this. This is one of my favorite scenes in the original Silent Hill 2. I'm a massive, massive Silent Hill fan. I love Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, somewhat of 4. 4 is a little bit hard to love. Hope this won't be too long. Let's just take this in, shall we?
What you got there?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
What? Hey, wait! How do you know her name?
Now, I wasn't super keen on James' voice acting, but throughout the transmission, he kind of grew on me. I kind of like it. And I like Laura's voice acting as well. The scene where you saw, if that is the entirety of the scene where you encounter Laura on the wall, which I'm hoping is not, because if that is the scene, it's a lot of cut dialogue, even more if you read the official novel that was released with the original Silent Hill 2. And that's one of the things I would like to see Bluebird Team almost add in. Because if you read the novel, you know that dialogues are super short in the game compared to what they are in the novel. And the novel really fleshes out a lot of characters. Angela, Maria, Eddie, etc., Laura. So if anything, I would like to see them like expand the dialogues a little bit. Expand the characters, expand the relationship a little bit. And here, I think this is like a good showcase of what I mean. I like this. Like, you have the dim light coming in through the first window because it's going through all of the dirt, hitting the kind of like dusty desk. Then in the other one you have a little bit like more lighter light because it's not being, half of the light coming in is not being filtered through dirty glass. And then like hitting the pad you're meant to interact with. Now I think this is like almost like clever storytelling, or no, not storytelling. Kind of show don't tell. Like it seems like it is kind of obvious that you should approach like the uplit desk in the back. It's lighter than anything else. I like the way you take up notes instead. You know, in old Silent Hill, if you play those, you know that like you interact with a note and then the page kind of just comes up. Here, you actually take up the note and you can like see James holding it. Also interesting here, we can see like Maria kind of like hanging about, which is also like very interesting because like Silent Hill is in large part, the Silent Hill 2 is in large part played with Maria in tow, and this game is like over 20 years old now. There is so much in like that system that they could like expand on, make them feel a little bit more like a team. Also, I absolutely love Maria's look, although like she looks a lot less bitchy, but she also looks a lot less sexy. And do I have to be careful about spoilers in a 20-year-old game? Maybe not. She looks more likable, but also a little bit more like plain. And I'm just hoping they haven't taken away too much of her like confidence, sexuality, whatever you want to call it. Because if she's too plain, like she kind of serves no point in the story, and she makes very little sense. That is yet to be seen. Overall, she looks more likable. And this segment right here, let's pause the music and just like take this one in. Very few, like a few segments while watching this kind of blew me away a little bit, and this was one of them. Or like I was like, "Ooh, that is cool." So here it's like super dark, which it should be. You can see the light flickering on and off. Like this looks good. This looks good. And then from the distance you can see a nurse, bobblehead nurse approaching. Like combat looks clunky, but it almost looks a good clunky, if that makes sense. Also, the character controlling James in this like gameplay demo is kind of hilariously bad at the game. We will see more of it, or at least that's what it seems like. Like so far, I kinda freaking like that. I'm hoping there's a lot of corridors like that. Because like you can feel the tension in that corridor and like the lighting, and it could have been enhanced even more like if you just like up the graphics, like just upped everything. Turn it up to 11. Could have been enhanced even more. That section looks great. It looks great. And like exploring, I feel like I hope that I'm gonna feel like a kid in a candy shop exploring these locations. These locations that I know and love, that I know inside and out, and have experienced so many times in like a lesser format. Now being able to like experience them in much more detail, with much more ambience, much more immersive, hopefully. I am so much hoping this game is gonna blow me away and be a treat. After having watched the entire transmission, I don't think it will blow me away. I've always been of the opinion, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, and like what I believe, is it's gonna be a good remake, but I don't necessarily think it might reach the heights of a great remake. Or amazing remake. Like, does that make sense? I don't think it is gonna be a bad game. Although I think we're gonna hear a loud minority claiming it's one of the worst games ever made, because it isn't a 10 out of 10. I think the Silent Hill 2 remake is gonna be a 7 out of 10. And I do genuinely think that Bloober has done as much as they can. Like I feel like they put their soul into this. And there's a massive pressure in remaking a game like Silent Hill 2. You have a community that has been burned so bad that they are like ferociously just barking and spitting acid at anything, like anything Silent Hill related, basically, that isn't touched by Team Silent. And in the best of worlds, I would have loved Team Silent to just do the next Silent Hill. I would have loved that. I would have loved to see PT come to fruition and become Silent Hills. We didn't get that. We are not off to a good start with the Silent Hill revival project. Silent Hill Ascension was kind of ass. As anybody that's followed the channel a bit, I gave it my freaking all. I went in with such an open mind with Ascension, but yeah, it wasn't great. I'm hoping that the next challenger up in line, which is the Silent Hill 2 remake, once again. Like, let's give them credit where credit is due. Look at Lara here. Look at the facial animations. I also feel, if I'm not mistaken, this is an added scene that is not in the original. Let's see.
Laura, why do you keep running away from me? And how do you know about Mary?
Look at
Mary's
her.
my friend. We met at the hospital last year.
Stop lying. Laura, I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
Fine, don't believe me. See if I care.
Hey!
Let go.
Sorry, Laura, but I can't let you just run around this place. You might get hurt.
Hurt by what?
Look, just...
Can we just do that again?
And how do you know about Mary?
Look into Laura's eyes. As James asked, how do you know about Mary? I think this shot here is just beautiful.
Mary's my friend.
Look at her meeting James' gaze. Looking down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps. That is...
We met at the hospital last year.
Stop.
Like, damn. Like, you can see that, like, the facial expression as she kind of hangs in the word. Like... Yeah. I hope more dialogue are like that. That... The thing I want from Silent Hill 2 remake is enhance scenes, enhance dialogues, enhance characters from the original. Not because they weren't perfect back then, but because the technology has come so far in 20 years. And I really hope Bloober Team has something to show for that. And if this dialogue, this cutscene is anything to go by, like, I kind of have a little bit of high hopes regarding that. Like, I don't know, that just struck a chord with me. And I think, especially because it is Lara, I know she's a little bit of a divisive character. Some people seem to, like, hate her with a passion. I worked as a teacher for many years. And I don't know, I've genuinely, like, always liked kids, like the innocence that they bring, and especially Lara in this game. The innocence, the playfulness, the naivety she brings to the story. She is my favorite Silent Hill 2 character, and I really like what I'm seeing in regards to her. I think the voice acting on her is perfect. I think, like, she kind of looks as I envision Lara should look 20 years in time. Now we can talk about about James. I feel like they've changed around his appearance quite a lot, right, since the first reveal trailer. Maybe because of the backlash. I never thought he looked horrible. Like, he was never meant to be a photo model. And I look at him now. I don't think he's too far off from what he's supposed to look like. Angela, on the other hand, Anila is a weird one. We'll get into that later. So we get to see some like cool enemy designs in the transmission. Here we get to see what are they called? The upside down caged people. I'm honestly not sure. Sorry, I should have researched that. Yeah, all in all, I think we're in. I think we're in for a good game. We're not in for a masterpiece. I think us long-time fans of the franchise, which I feel is also gonna be the people, or like a loud part of us is gonna be the people also moaning about it. But I feel like it is kind of a game made for the long-time fans of the series to. Just run that again just so we have something in the background. It's made for us long-time fans of the series to kind of get to explore a world in high detail, in like in another way. I feel like imagine Silent Hill 2 original. You have that, then you have this. Then I don't believe that we're that many years off to like getting to experience like Silent Hill in VR, actually walking these grounds. I feel like this is like the middle step coming towards that. And yeah, like I am excited. And let's address some criticisms that I myself have. I'm not gonna say I don't understand why they started with 2, because I do understand why they started with 2. That being said, I don't agree with them starting with 2, but I understand because it is the bestseller, and this is, in my opinion, Konami's way of like dipping their toe in the water, feeling the lay of the land, how hungry are people for Silent Hill, and they put the best fighter first. It's like, if Silent Hill 2 remake won't do it, nothing will. I have a genuine fear that if this game flops, which I'm not sure how well. Oh, this track is amazing. I'm not sure which like how they'll judge a success. Knowing it's Konami, it's probably all gonna come down to money. But I'm guessing that also like the reception from the audience, reception from the public, the reception from the fans are gonna play in. If people are loudly spewing bile over it, I can almost see them just leaving it here, looking at Silent Hill 2 remake like, not even Silent Hill 2 remake could do it. Fudge this. We'll work on some other IP. Konami has shown absolutely no love for Silent Hill for 20 years. That's a whole video, hour-long video we could get into. I probably should at some point. But yeah, I believe very, very few people still working at Konami has some kind of love for this franchise. It is an IP, it is a moneymaker for them. I feel like there is gonna be a loud part of the community that is gonna hate this game. I imagine from now it is gonna be review bombed of Steam and Metacritic for being a lesser remake than Dead Space, lesser remake than any of the Resident Evil ones. But I do also think there is gonna be a vast majority, but maybe not as vocal, maybe not as loud, playing this, kinda enjoying it for what it is. Like, it isn't a masterpiece, but it isn't the worst game ever made either, because I genuinely don't think that is gonna be the case. And I'll happily eat up my words if that isn't true. And hopefully, if this sells well enough, they might remake Silent Hill 1, which is the one I want remade. But above anything else, I just want more Silent Hill expanding the universe. Because I do believe there are more stories to tell. Let's see, I see that the screen is not... So, like, I want more stories. I want a continuation from Silent Hill 3 in some way or form, because like I don't feel like anything after 3 can almost be considered canon, or like sure it is, or I don't know, can it? It just feels so weird. I feel like the official like timeline kind of ended there. After that, it just gets weird. I think there are so many more stories to tell. I think there are so many more games to be made. There are so many more dark corners of the human psyche to dive into. Sorry, I saw Maria. Let's try and I'll try and pause on her. Now we're absolutely not gonna be objectifying women, but she looks more likable. She looks more likable, she looks more friendly, she looks more nice. Yeah, I just hope she still has... Like, she still makes sense. I hope Maria still makes sense. Even with a more likable face. Because Maria is also such an interesting character. So yeah, they showed us Silent Hill 2. They showed us the game, the remake. We know that Akira Yamaoka is back doing the soundtrack. I believe they said new songs plus old songs. So, or like remixes of old songs and new songs. So like re-recordings and like slight different takes on some of the old golds. And honestly, having Akira Yamaoka still on the team, or on the team on this, makes me feel a hell of a lot more reassured. Another person from the original Silent Hill that I don't believe they mentioned in transmission that is also working on this is the monster designer. Dude, I said his name 500 times during the stream when we watched this. Masahiro Ito? It is Masahiro Ito, right? I hope I'm not confusing him with the horror manga writer. That's also an Ito. That's Junji Ito. Yeah, Masahiro Ito. If I'm wrong on this, please bash me in the comments because it's absolutely shameful. And nothing I ever say about Silent Hill should be taken seriously. But yeah, Masahiro Ito, the monster designer of the original Silent Hill franchise, 1, 2, 3, 4. Also did the monster designs for Short Message. I don't think he... Yeah, I think he might be credited for some more of the Silent Hill work, but I think his work kind of stopped with Silent Hill, with Team Silent. So both the monster designer Junji Ito and Akira Yamaoka, the composer of the original soundtrack, which is one of the best soundtracks ever made for a video game, are back on this project, and like they are not just... like they didn't have a small part. I've followed Masahiro Ito religiously. He didn't just design the monsters then fudge off. No, like he has done so much work on the Silent Hill franchise that like his decisions, his opinion also shaped the games. Same with Akira Yamaoka. Like he helped structure the scenes so kind of the music would make sense, etc. So even though this isn't made by Team Silent, I do hope that Masahiro Ito and Akira Yamaoka are bringing the Silent Hill or the Team Silent spirit in there. And knowing, of course don't know them, but knowing both of them, I don't feel like they would let Bloober fuck it up too much. And just knowing that they are on board on this makes me rest a little bit easier. I actually don't know if they're on board with the Silent Hill F. Maybe. I hope so. And Silent Hill F is the one I'm excited about. Remakes, in all honor, I love a good remake. I love the Dead Space remakes. I've loved the Resident Evil remakes. Like, they are nice. But I'm also glad that we have something new. I want new stories, not the old ones retold. And Silent Hill Town's End is, if I'm not misremembering, that's developed by like a small, unknown American studio. And we've seen how that formula, or like that equation, like what the results of that equation is when it comes to Silent Hill. It's usually absolutely horrid, and not a good kind of horrid. Also, no loading screen between doors, which is nice because there's a lot of loading screens in OG Silent Hill 2. But yeah, Townsend, developed by a small, obscure American studio, unless I'm misremembering. And then we have Silent Hill F, handled by another Japanese studio, and that's why I put my eggs in that basket. I'm really hoping that the Japanese people can do it justice, because I don't think, like, a spiritual project like this, like spiritual horror, like psychological horror like this, I think it should like stay in the East, because they do it a lot better. It's like white people can't jump and white people can't do Silent Hill. Prove me wrong. So I'm hoping the Silent Hill F is gonna be a banger. Hopefully we'll get some more info regarding that in not too in a too far off future. We got Silent Hill: The Short Message. I've also seen some people didn't like Silent Hill: The Short Message. I genuinely enjoy Silent Hill: The Short Message. Sure, it doesn't hold much of a candle to like Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, 4, but it was a free game. It was a free game. And I don't know, for what they set out to do, I was impressed. It is the best Silent Hill we've gotten since Silent Hill: The Room. So we will see. Together with transmission, we also got to like see some more looks into the movie that is coming out. And I wasn't super excited about this. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not super into movies. I'm super into video games, especially Silent Hill. I think the first Silent Hill movie is good. I didn't super like it in the beginning when I saw it. Like, you know, I was a little bit of a purist. Kind of like, oh no, like they don't follow the story, etc., etc. But what they did do, and what I've grown to learn as I get older, is understand that taking a long format like a book or a video game, and then turning it into another medium with an 1/8 of its length, or like something like that, requires some sacrifices or some adaptations. You must, in order to like make it good, you must adapt it so it fits its new media. And I think the first Silent Hill movie is quite good. Once again, it's arguably not a 10 out of 10, but definitely a well-made one. I enjoy it. I enjoy the first Silent Hill movie. The second one, I don't have a single good word to say about. The second one is one of the worst movies I have ever watched. It felt like an insult. I felt personally attacked, spat on, and I'm gonna sue Konami. So the second Silent Hill movie is yikes. It is yikes. But the director of the first one is back, and like watching the director and like some of the other cast kind of talk about this project and how they're approaching it, and also seeing some of the set pieces, how they like look identical to how they do in the game, makes me feel like this is a passion project for them as well. And I wasn't super excited before transmission. I am super excited now. I am super excited now about the movie. I think it's gonna be something. I think it's gonna be something. I believe it's gonna be like another first Silent Hill movie, not the second one. And yeah, I can't wait to watch it. Hopefully it comes to cinema. I would love to go and see a Silent Hill movie in the cinema. When the casting looks good for it, then yeah. I'm hoping watching this is gonna be akin, like kind of similar to playing the remake. Like I get to see all of these like locations I know, like actually brought to life. Dude, they really did the monsters well in the Silent Hill movie. What else? Some gripes I had. Actually, let's continue on with some praise. So they've added some new merch into the store. Some really good ones, actually. And I've even made another YouTube video. I think I titled it like Konami hates you, because like the merch was so freaking bad. But now we're actually getting some cool stuff. We're actually getting some cool stuff. Like this, I believe it's a coin-back statue. This is a coin-back statue of Mira the dog. You can put coins in there, although coins doesn't exist anymore. But like this is just so cool, and like earlier they showed off some. Oh no, sorry, here it comes. Like some coins. These are the coins you put into the drawer in the Woodside apartment. Like amazing. Like this is the kind of merch I want. And they have some cool merch on the store. They've always had just that 80% of all the merch on the official Konami store has looked like shit. And like you can get so much better stuff on Redbubble. But like these actually look good. And I think limited edition purple bull keycard. As cool as this is, I'm like, what do I use this for? Just have on the wall? Maybe. Like I don't think this fits into my door at home. Let's start over from the beginning. And a new desk pad. Welcome to Silent Hill. That's kind of cool. These others are kind of cool, I guess. Here comes the crown jewel. Limited edition James jacket, Silent Hill 2. This looks so good. While we were watching this, like both me and Stream was like, dude, that looks awesome, but it's probably gonna cost like $600, right? Then one of my mods, shout out to Prey, she went into the official Konami store and found it there, and they don't charge you more than 120 for this. And considering it is Konami on their merch store, I was surprised. Like they have shadow box art just like this one. All of this might be the most advanced they have. Like they have shadow box art like this with like Robbie the rabbit. That looks shit. Or not shit, it looks cool, but they charge you 160 for it. And also, this one looks so fucking cool. I'm not sure why they don't give us a better look on it. It's a shirt with Silent Hill monsters. Dude, this looks freaking great. Are people gonna think I have vaginas on my shirt? Maybe. But like, damn, this just looks good. This just looks good. I love this one. Almost just as much as the jacket. And when I pressed the recording button on this, I wasn't planning on like making I wasn't planning on making a super like happy video because like I have some concerns and like some disappointments. But, like the more I now talk about this, also we're getting a Sakura head statue, and this is the monster that's chasing you in Silent Hill short message. And, like this looks Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Amazing. Love this one. I'm not a statue guy, although I have a Cheryl Mason statue. Give me 1 sec. What? Right. I have one statue, and it is actually a Silent Hill one. Cheryl Mason and Robbie sitting like carousel-themed Scooby-Doo. I quite like this one. But yeah, this looks cool. So let's dish out some criticism. I'm trying to find where in the hell did they show that off? Was it before they started slinging the merch? So, as any other freaking game these days, they are selling it with a deluxe edition. Ah, there we go. Found it. They are selling it with a deluxe edition. And this had been fine if it wasn't for one part that like bugs the shit out of me. You get these really freaking cool heads. That's gonna be so freaking immersion breaking when you're playing it. But like, I love it. I love it. Pyramid Head mask, pizza box, Mira the dog mask, and Robbie the rabbit mask. Fantastic. Freaking fantastic. Digital art book, digital soundtrack. All well. All well and done. But. Then we have a 48-hour early access to the game. Maybe I'm overreacting, but this leaves such a bad taste in my mouth. You know what Konami really has a shortage of? Maybe money, because they haven't put out a good game in a long time. But what they're even more bankrupt in is the goodwill of the community that are gonna buy their products, or the targeted audience. Their fans. Like, they are on like such a minus on the goodwill, like from us. And selling a $70 Silent Hill remake that doesn't look super graphically impressive. Like, it doesn't look like a full price next gen game. Selling it for full price, with an extra, more expensive deluxe edition, which lets you play the game 2 days earlier. And like, I'll be that. When did they say this release? It's October 8th, something like that. I think it's October 8th. I'll be damned if October 8th isn't like a Sunday. But if you play the deluxe, you get it on Friday, so you can like have fun with it during the weekend. I don't know, I might be overreacting, but like, this 48-hour early access is just like, ugh. Like, Konami. Like, you have taken our favorite franchise, you have like flushed it down the toilet. Like, you've given us shit upon shit upon shit when we finally thought we were gonna like get it. Like, get something worthwhile again, PT. You went ahead and fired Kojima and canceled the project and gave us a pachinko machine. Konami, listen. Por favor. Now you want $10 extra to play it 2 days before. And like, I don't know, capitalize on like FOMO. Oh, everybody else is gonna be playing it 48 hours earlier, or like I just wish they had skipped this part. Like I said, maybe I'm being too sensitive, and it's like, hey, stop whining. Like, maybe I should just stop whining. But like, for me, the 48-hour early access did not sit well. Like, Like they've done so much scummy shit. I wish they hadn't pulled this as well. I don't like. I absolutely detest the pay more to play it sooner, especially when it's a full price product. Like you're asking a lot of money. Economists like the economy is like shit worldwide. Asking someone to like almost already give you almost $100 for your game is asking a lot, but then just asking for a little bit more and you can play it when all the cool kids also play it. Konami, no, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. It is what it is. Maybe it's a minor pet peeve. Should we actually look? Should we actually look? When was this coming out? I think we go. If we stay on this screen, it will tell us. Coming October 8th. Now let's just do a little trick, shall we? Let's see what day or like what day in the week October 8th actually is. October 8th is Tuesday. And obviously now you don't know the time zones, like is it a midnight release? So like does it release actually like midnight Monday? So if you buy the deluxe edition, like do you get it on Saturday when like that hits over to like midnight on Sunday? So if you arrange your sleep schedule a little bit, you can have the like Saturday night and the entirety of Sunday to play this if you give them a little bit extra money. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done that, in my humble opinion. Dude, I probably shouldn't make this video last. We're now officially lasted longer than the entire transmission. So that is good. One could think I'm being paid by the hour, eh? There's another trailer that was shown during State of Play that I kind of want to talk about. Actually, I want this in its entirety. So I paused the Akira Yamaoka in the background. Let me just like do the sound of this. This one features Angela, and I'm torn.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
It's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost. I'm looking for Silent Hill.
I sort of like James was right there.
This town, there's something wrong with it?
Is it dangerous?
Maybe.
Is it dangerous?
Oh, sorry.
I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it?
Wow. I love Angela as a character. I'm torn about her voice acting. Like, should we? I wonder how easy would it be if I wanted Silent Hill 2 Angela Graveyard.
YouTube videos go viral using Google Ads, which helps you get noticed in Google search.
Hey, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
See with this fog, but there's only the one.
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but...
Is it?
Let's pull back.
Is it dangerous?
Something wrong?
So, as much as I love the original voice acting of James, Like, I can listen to this and I can feel like, oh, it is an improvement to James'
There's
voice.
something wrong with it. Town, there's some. I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it.
This, this town, there's something wrong with it. It's
I'm getting more feeling from like the original Angela. There's something wrong.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe.
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not.
And Angela looks like she looks a little bit chunkier, a little bit more like baby-faced. And like Angela is a hard one. I think that might be one of the characters I kind of wish that they would have remade a bit, because she's obviously made to look very much like the old Angela, and the old Angela is weird. She looks alright in cutscenes, but like outside of the pre-rendered cutscenes, she kinda looks like a lady turned like
I promise. Tell him I'll be good.
pushing 50. Meanwhile, Angela is actually 18. Or is it 16? I think it's 18. So and like she obviously didn't look to like be basically a kid in original Silent Hill 2. Maybe she could have like made well with a remake herself, and I don't know, maybe make her look a little bit younger overall. I think she would be more. I was gonna say like it would be easier to like care more for her, but I think everybody that's played Silent Hill 2 cares for Angela and her story. Maybe it would hit home even harder if she looked younger and more vulnerable. Something wrong with it? No. But let's not ramble on any more than that. Geez, 52 minutes. I always try and keep this, or like in my head, I'm thinking, hey, 20 minutes. I could wrap this in 20. But then you start talking, and I don't know. Like Silent Hill is such a freaking passion for me. I love this franchise with all my freaking heart. And my heart breaks that it's been treated the way it's been treated for so long. I kind of wish that, or like I really wish that Silent Hill would be cared about as much from Konami or any other developer as Capcom cares about Resident Evil. Hell, I would like Capcom to just buy Silent Hill. Please. But who knows? Maybe this is the start of like. Let's be positive. Maybe this is gonna be like the start of a new era of Silent Hill. Maybe the remake sells very well. We get Silent Hill. We get a new remake of Silent Hill 1. F is a freaking banger. Townsend comes in like an underdog. Just knocks it out of the park. Konami realized, hey, there's actual money in Silent Hill, but also like in good Silent Hill, because I think they've heard loud and clear the reception of Silent Hill Ascension, which hasn't been great. So maybe they realize there is some money to be made if you like put this in the right hands. And then comes the question, where is the right hands? I think Kojima was the absolute right hands for this project. I'm super sad to see that PT didn't didn't turn into anything, that it was snuffed out in its cradle. But yeah, that is Silent Hill Transmission. Very much focused on Silent Hill 2, both the movie and the remake. I think the remake, I say it once again, I think the remake is gonna be good. I think it might tangent into great. So 7 out of 10. I would be surprised if it is a 10 out of 10, because it doesn't look like a 10 out of 10. I just have a feeling it's not gonna be a 10 out of 10. It's gonna be a treat for us old fans to explore locations we've been to before, with like in a much higher immersion setting. If that makes sense. I think it's gonna be a good game, and the people, like the people that are gonna be loud and they are gonna be shitting on it. More power to them, I guess. The Silent Hill fan base, the Silent Hill fandom is quite a feisty one, and like we have every reason to be. But it is also a little bit obnoxious as soon as we see anything, and it's not spearheaded by Kojima, like all the shit that it like immediately gets. Like if you go into the comment section on like the video from State of Play or the transmission, should we have a super quick look? That's actually quite fun. Silent Hill news is coming out. How can you sit there and eat pizza? Okay. This is actually fun. This is actually funny. I like that. I know the State of Play one. The GameSpot put out. It's a little bit less. It's a little bit less generous. A little bit less friendly. But yeah, we'll see. Silent Hill 2, super excited. If there comes any more update, I'll probably make another video, and especially if we get any more info about Silent Hill F and Silent Hill Townsend, I can't wait for that. Let's keep this under an hour. People, if you sat here with me through all of this, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I stream on Twitch almost every day. Might probably live right now. If you want to come over there and say hello, leave a thumbs up or put a comment down in the comment section. It like every content creator says it, but it actually does help out a freaking ton with the algorithm, and makes me know you appreciate these kind of videos. Until next time, Hako out. I want to end with something cooler. Did you know I also do Silent Hill audiobooks? You know, I talked about the official novel. There is an official novel, but there's no official audiobook for it. So I've took it upon myself, and I'm kind of halfway done with it. You can find it further back in the channel. All right, that will be all. Bye-bye.